Good morning, class. I want to take us on a little bit of a journey, but before we start, I would like for everyone to close their eyes. And I want you to think about how are you feeling today? Are you feeling happy, joyful, like you want to spend the whole day laughing? And then I want you to think about, do you feel that feelings could have color? And what color would your feelings have today? Are you feeling blues or pinks or oranges? Now open your eyes, and I want to take you on a little bit of a journey today, a journey about a painter. But I want you to think about those feelings that you just thought about, and I wonder, do painters have those same feelings? Now imagine that being a painter is your job. And now imagine that you have taken all of your feelings, everything that you see around you, and you start to paint. And imagine that you've made hundreds and hundreds of paintings. Now, would you continue to paint even if nobody liked your paintings? Our story today takes us to the other side of the world, to a place called the Netherlands. And in this very small town, a very quiet village in the Netherlands, there lived a boy named Vincent. He had wild red hair, thoughtful eyes, and a heart that noticed everything, even the little bit of light on leaves, the curves of a cow's horn or a crow's wings, the sadness in a stranger's face. While other children played games or chased each other through the fields, Vincent watched, listened, but most importantly, he dreamed. And Vincent loved colors. Not only how they looked, but how they felt. Yellow made him feel warm and alive, while blue made him feel calm and longing. Green reminded him of hope and growing things. He would draw pictures of nature and people and little objects that he found, shoes and chairs and flowers and birds. His drawings weren't always tidy and neat, but they were real, full of emotion and movement. Vincent had a younger brother named Theo. They were very close. Maybe you have a brother or sister that you're very close to, or even a really good friend. Even when they lived far apart, they wrote letters to each other every day. Theo believed in Vincent deeply. He encouraged him to follow his dreams and even helped pay for Vincent's art supplies. Without Theo, the world might never have known of Vincent's genius. As a young man, Vincent tried many jobs. He worked in a bookstore, he sold art, he even studied to be a preacher. But nothing made him feel more alive until he picked up a paintbrush. From that moment on, he poured everything he felt into his paintings. He painted quickly, with thick brush strokes and bold colors. Sometimes he used so much paint that it stood off the canvas in waves and swirls. In his lifetime, he painted over 2,000 works in just 10 years. More than 800 of those works of art were paintings. He painted beautiful evening skies, the stars, starry nights. He painted sunflowers, olive trees, and wheat fields. His bedroom, even the streets of Paris. He painted the world as he felt it, not just as it looked. But during his lifetime, people didn't understand his art. They said his paintings were too wild, too messy, too strange. He only sold one painting while he was alive, but he never gave up, and he never gave up on his passion and his excitement and his will to feel the art. It did make him feel lonely, and it discouraged him from time to time, but he kept painting. Vincent's favorite colors were bold and bright, shining yellows, deep blues, and fiery reds. He wanted his paintings to move like wind in the trees or music in the air. His brushstrokes swirled and danced across the canvas, full of energy and emotion. His paintings weren't meant to copy the world, they were meant to feel like it. After Vincent passed away, some amazing things happened. People began to see what he saw. They looked at his star-filled skies and sunflower fields and felt what he had felt all along. And today, Vincent van Gogh is one of the most beloved painters in the world. And to think, it all started with a boy who saw a world in color. I want us to go back to think about the color that we were thinking of, because today we're going to create our own version of a Vincent van Gogh painting. We're going to be inspired by his amazing work, and we will look at some of his paintings, but we are not going to use paint. We are going to create an art out of wool, and we're going to use that wool in a process called needle felting or felting, and we're going to use those colors and that wool and stretch it and shape it to create all those forms of nature as we see it and how we feel it. And I wonder, are you going to use the colors of Vincent, or maybe you're going to use the colors of a bright field of flowers? Or maybe your feelings took you to a place of nature, of beautiful greens. Or maybe it's going to be a bold mix of these colors. What are your feelings going to create as we are inspired by the wonderful works of Vincent van Gogh?